Hey everybody, this is Beth McCullough, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I blog at stampingmom.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. While we wait for everyone to get on, I wanted to show you my card from last week's mystery stamping. And you may be asking, what's mystery stamping? Well, on my Stamping Mom Facebook page, I host a mystery stamping every Friday, and it goes throughout the weekend. And Tony, who just got on, participates every week. Yay, I'm glad you're here, Tony. And there were a lot of questions last week. This isn't my project for today. We made this last week, I think, but I wanted to show you for the mystery stamping. A lot of people were asking how I did the layers and how I lined them up. And I literally laid the die here and cut the center, and then these layers all go inside. So I shut the front and I put this green layer in and then popped up the white layer. So I didn't have any trouble with the layers. I think some people were gluing the layers to the back of this side. I'm not sure. But anyway, all I did was put it down and put the shape in there, and it all matches. So I want to show you some simple fun folds today. We're going to make some with current paper and dies, but first I want to show you these. My sweet neighbor had surgery and she needed some thank you cards, so I did this easy fun fold. It's basically taking the cardstock and making a card like you normally do, and then putting the flap back and then attaching a tag. Now you can do this in any direction. So these cards are all done with the 4 1/4 by 11, and then they're scored at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. This is designer series paper that's now retired, but it's left over from the projects that I showed you last week. And so there's a bigger border around here than I would normally do. I'll put all the measurements below in the comments. But here you can see with the 4 1/4 by 11, it's just a little room to write. Sometimes for a thank you card, especially for a teenager, you only want a little bit of room to write. But you can have them open sideways or up and down. Now, if you want to cut your cardstock the 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 way, then you can do the same thing. We have the cards opening this way and this way. I like it that you can have so much variety when really you're basically doing the same thing over and over again. So all 4 of these cards are different, but yet the same. Glenda, you made it. I am so glad you're here. Hello, Pam. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so this is the fun fold. Now I'll show you it with current paper. I needed a baby card, so I used the new ornate paper. And in the new catalog, by the way, the new catalog goes live today, so we can finally show not just the cover, but the whole thing. If you look on page 74, the So Sentimental bundle, typically if a stamp set and dies, a bundle comes out in a previous catalog, in the next catalog, you can't get the bundled 10% off. But in this catalog, there are some that are still bundled, and this is one of them. And I love this bundle. And speaking of bundles, you can, if you're not already a demonstrator or a discount shopper with Stampin' Up, you can join right now with me, and you can get $125 of product for $99, plus pick out a bundle. So this bundle that's $48.50 would be on top of the $125, so it's a great deal. But anyway, be careful on these. The little bundle information is tiny, but look for that. You don't want to miss out on your 10%. So that is what I used, the Hello Baby, and then these dies. So here it is in real life. I use these dies a ton. In fact, I had to clean off this board. It was so messy. Hello, Teresa. I don't see everyone who comes on because of the way my phone is. So if I didn't say hi to you, I just didn't see it. So here is the baby card, and I'm going to show you a wedding card. So just like the other cards that you can do sideways or up and down, that's what I did with this one. So it measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. I am going to use the glue again. There is new adhesive coming out in this catalog, and I can't wait to get my hands on it because I don't want my cards to fall apart. Sometimes they're on my rack for a while, or I put them together as a gift, and some people save them for a while before they want to use them. And it would be very disappointing to have them fall apart. So when you do the glue, you have a little wiggle room to get it centered just the way you want it. This paper, by the way, is Mint Macaron, and this one is Rococo Rose. So I have the adhesive on the flap. I'm going to put more adhesive down here. And I'll put the measurements for these layers too. Again, it's up to your preference how close you want them to be. I made them closer than I did on the first cards I showed you. But it is nice when you can move it around to exactly where you want it. Another thing you can do if you want, like you can see on this paper, I had what's one you can see really good? This one. What I did is I cut the piece of paper and then cut it in two. So all the stripes would line up exactly. So think about that when you're doing it. You can cut this designer series paper as one and then cut it in half. Okay, so I use these same dies again. On the baby card I use these, and on the wedding card I use these down here. And I stamped this in Mint Macaron. This is also another good thing about this stamp set. Baby, sending healing hugs, wedding card, friendship, thank you. It's got everything. And birthday. This calls for confetti. So I stamped this in Mint Macaron and popped it up on the Rococo Rose layer. Now, one thing to remember, I wrote myself a note because I sometimes forget things. Glue the top half only. That's really the only tricky part in these cards, is you can only put glue on one side so that it can still open. And sometimes you guys make me nervous. I don't want to disappoint you, so I think that's what makes me nervous. So I wrote myself a note so I wouldn't mess it up. How is everybody doing today? I live in Des Moines, Iowa, and we had riots. I've always lived in Iowa, and I've never lived where there's a riot. So this weekend was new and different. It made me really sad for everyone involved. And kind of scared, honestly. They had planned one riot 2 miles from my house. Hello, Maureen. So I woke up in the night. I was sure I was hearing things, but anyway. Okay, wishing you much happiness today and always. So what do you think? Do you like the baby card and having it open this way? And if this truly isn't enough room for you to write, you could put another strip down here and write on it before you put that layer on. That would work too. So here's my 2 cards for today. I do mystery stamping every Friday. I post the supplies by Thursday night, for sure Friday morning, and it usually starts around noon on Friday. Usually is done by 5. Hello, Angie Boyd. I'm glad you're here. And for the Facebook Live, I'm here every Wednesday at noon. So here's the cards I made today with a simple fun fold. And here is my cards. So what I'm going to do with these for my neighbor is I'm going to put them in a cellophane bag and put a ribbon on the top and just give those to her with a little gift. I just need to decorate the envelopes a little bit. So what questions do you have? Is everyone excited about the new catalog? Glenda, I'm glad you like the cards. I will put the measurements down below. Bridget just got on. You know, Bridget won the mystery stamping the last 2 weeks. So Bridget would encourage you all to come and join her. Angie says, hi, Beth, I came at the end and I'll catch the replay. Yeah, if you're watching the replay, please put replay in the comments. Oh, someone's asked about these enamel dots. These are actually retired too, but aren't they cute? You know what you can do is you can use your blends and you can color them whatever color you want. So you could put pearls here, colored the way you want them to be. Oh, I'm glad you like the fun folds. Well, you guys have a blessed day. Please come back Friday for mystery stamping. If you haven't already, the catalog did go live. For all of those that ordered product shares from me, I got 2 of the orders done today and then the system went down. So that's what I'm going to go do now, is try to get back on. Bridget says I have fun with the mystery stamping. Yes, you do, Bridget. You've won 2 weeks in a row. It's got to be really fun. I don't think anyone's won 2 weeks yet, except for you. But everyone come back Friday. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you soon. Leave any comments below, and I'll go back and answer them. Thanks. Bye-bye.